Energy. We're going to study a point regarding the will that is called energy. Energy is the effective part of the will. Energy is real money, silver, not in fairy tales or lies. When you want to do a thing, the desire to do it is the will. But if you rise up and fight, push, motivate yourself and finally do it, that is called energy. Energy is the thrust, the action, the force that never rests until it has accomplished its purpose. Energy makes a person skillful, fearless, and awakens refined qualities. Energy means not getting tired. The body and the spirit get tired because we let them get tired. When a person can't go on anymore, energy is extracted from some unknown force and vitality is renewed. For example, when you're completely tired at your work, or let's say you decided to take a hike and you can no longer take another step. Your muscles falter, you're exhausted, and you begin to tremble. No longer able to sustain yourself, you hesitate, and finally you fall heavily. If at the time of the fall you feel an impending danger, such as a bear or a snake, etc., what happens then? You shoot up like lightning and run as fast as you can to get away somehow. What happened? What gave you the added strength? Fear? Fear takes away strength. It cowers. No, you were reborn in that instant through energy that had already been exhausted and returned to multiply itself. The instinct to preserve your life, the need to survive, was what gave you that energy. You see this on a smaller scale in your home or at your workplace. Let's say your father gives you a job to do at the work site, and you begin. But you begin to feel tired because you've already worked all day, and you're only waiting for him to show up so you can tell him that you can't go on. When you've looked for things to say to him, some far-fetched reasons that you're going to tell him, and when you've resolved to tell him, your elderly father says in a saddened voice, "Son, you'll have to work all night, because if this job isn't finished, we lose everything, and we'll be left homeless." What do you do then? You grab your hat and say, "Very well, sir. See you tomorrow." And off you go back to the job. When you begin working, you start to feel a renewed strength, a new liveliness, and you work all night. You work and you don't get tired. Because when you begin to feel tired, the memory of what your father told you renews your energy, returning to light a fire under you, and another wave of energy throws you harder into your work. That added life, that push, that life-giving current is energy, renewed by the power of the will. Energy is a wheel that is turning constantly. The will is the engine. If you're an energetic person, you will always be active, ready, vigilant, daring, and aware of every detail in any business you undertake. Right where something is needed, when something is felt, there will you be. An energetic person is the happiest person in the world because their thoughts and their hands never rest. The muscles stretch and shrink incessantly. The imagination is always creating, the heart ever wanting, stealing time from time in continuous activity, and always has the spirit tense and the body in motion. That is living. That is enjoying life. Because life isn't enjoyed sleeping or by dulling your senses, but by fighting, by feeling it, by working every minute of that glorious and holy existence that God has given us. Listen to this truth. Energy is the application of physical and moral strength aimed at a particular objective. Energy is multiplied by the will. And we can say that a strong will is the constant energy in a human. What people can do, they can do because of their will and their energy. When you resolve yourself to undertake something, your will has said, let it be. And then energy takes over to fight against all the obstacles and resistances that may arise. The fight is tenacious, hard, and usually heavy, but you will reach its end and see the outcome. If you won the fight, your energy increases. And when you undertake another such fight, your energy will appear with a vengeance, because energy is increased with each success. If you lost, you lose energy. And when you come back to fight, you will have less energy. In this way, energy is increased with each success or depleted with every defeat. However, success in this case is the tenacity of sustained action until the end, not whether you win or lose. And defeat is when you undertake something and you slowly start to lose your enthusiasm until you abandon the matter altogether. So, when you undertake a venture, be sure to work with enthusiasm until you finish it, whether you win or you lose. Otherwise, you become nothing. You start to diminish, depleting your energy until you lose it altogether. Be stubborn. That's energy combined with the will. Don't get lazy, even if you get tired. Franklin said, laziness defeats all things. Now, let's practice. But before we start, think of whether it would be useful for you to have a strong, energetic will. Because according to Hadford, a person can be one of two things: a cane shaken by the wind, or the wind shaking canes, depending on whether you have will or not. If you do have it, you are the wind that shakes. If not, you're shaken. In other words, do you want to be your own master or someone else's slave? If you have a sliver of common sense, begin to cultivate your will and energy today. That is, if you have it. And if you have it, begin to increase it at this moment. You already know where thoughts can lead you. You also know that you can master your thoughts by means of autosuggestion, and that the will governs everything. Because all you have to do is want to, so that you can destroy all the thoughts that harm you and autosuggest yourself in the sense that you want to take advantage of your thoughts. So let's practice, since it's the only real and true way to learn something. First, remember not to want to accomplish some absurdity. For example, don't try to straighten the moon with a stick. You want to do something useful. I'm going to teach you a little thing that is very useful, and with it, you can begin practicing the will and energy. Complete your cycles of action. Most people neglect that. Here's what I mean so you can understand better. You're thirsty and you want to drink some water. You grab the glass, drink it, and finally put the glass exactly where you got it. The cycle is complete. Will and energy will begin to work here, because when you complete a job, you put every tool back in its place. The cycle is complete. Do you have some issue that needs to be handled? Get on with it until you finish it. Do you need to sew a button? Don't stop until it is sewed on and you've returned the needle and the thread back to their place. Do you have to fix a shoe? Then get on it until it's fixed. Leave nothing pending, nothing left until tomorrow. Finish everything completely and kick that habit of always saying, in a little bit, procrastinating when you have a chore to do. This way, you educate your will and your energy, and you'll begin to notice that you do everything even better than before. Also, educate your will at your workplace. Love it. And if you don't love it, use autosuggestion to say, I love my job, and apply your energy doing the best you can, having your thoughts on only your work. Practice this always. Think on it well before resolving to do it, and once resolved, move forward until you complete it. Begin with small things and then increase it with more difficult ones. Maybe with the study of a subject or the correction of some defect or bad habit you have.